Hello everyone, Sandi here. Welcome back to my channel. So this is the September wrap-up video. And where to start? I suppose memories is best to start with, always. I need to make up a plan of how to, with a structure to these videos so that I don't need to sit here and be all, what should I talk about? But yes, what should I start with? Well, let's just get the big sad thing out of the way, shall we? Some of you might have noticed that I haven't been as active on my channel or Instagram this past month, and well, my granddad passed away in the beginning of September, and so this makes my second granddad in a year. My granddad from my dad's side passed away in January, and now my granddad from my mother's side passed away a few weeks ago. So it's been a difficult month, and it's brought up a lot of unresolved emotions about, things. and also, it brought up the grieving that I'm still doing for my other grandfather as well. So it's been a bit of a month, and I haven't really felt like making videos, really. Or I've made videos, but I haven't been happy with any of them, and I've made a few that I've liked and I've put up, but the ones that there are a few first impression walkthroughs that I started making, and then in the halfway through making those videos, I just felt like, no, I don't want to do this, but I didn't stop. Instead, I pushed through, and I ended up being all kinds of negative. All kinds of negative around those decks. So I'm not sure I'm going to be posting those videos at all, really. I will talk a little bit more about this in a little bit. But anyway, moving along to something a little bit more fun. I won a giveaway again, and I'm wearing my prize. I won this lovely, cozy hoodie from Mari in the sky. So thank you, Mari. She made this. It's obviously her artwork from her deck, the Gentle Tarot, one of my favorites, and I am so thrilled to have this. It's so cozy. And it's slightly oversized, and just, yay, I love it so much. We also got to go and see John Cleese. He came to the town where I live to have a show in his tour, which was exciting. We actually got the tickets for 2020, and then obviously, Rona happened, and it got postponed, and then it got postponed again, and it finally happened, and it was a really lovely evening, with lots of laughter, and definitely something I am happy that I got to experience. Another thing that happened this month is that I joined the Boho Tarot membership here on YouTube, and I participated in her monthly medicine. Unfortunately, because of the loss in my family, I kind of fell off track a little bit, which was not my intention. I've been trying to catch up so that I can start with the new monthly medicine that's starting today, because today is 1st of October. But I've only done half of the things in the what should you call it, program? I don't know. Anyway, it seems to be a really, really good. Dawn Michelle over at Boho Tarot has a really lovely way of approaching things and tarot, like tarot overall, and she's got such lovely spreads and things that I just adore. So it's been a lot of fun to participate in that as well. I have been like half of September. I was just sitting here on my own, actually, because my partner went to visit his family and for 2 weeks, and that was a little bit difficult for me personally. But that also meant that I took the time to enjoy myself a little bit, and I started playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, and that's been quite fun, except for the fact that now I'm just walking around singing Disney songs in my head constantly, which, I mean, it could be worse. I'm not saying that, but yeah, it has been really relaxing and fun and nostalgic to play that game, so really enjoying that so far. But then when my partner came home from his trip, he brought me a little present, and he had gotten me this big, lovely amethyst point, and I'm just so in love. It's got so much. Look at that. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. So yeah, that's one of my precious things from this month. And because of everything that's happened, I've been watching a lot of TV as well, and been focusing on a lot of very comforting, nostalgic, I should say, TV shows. So I've been watching a lot of Golden Girls, and I've also been watching Midsummer Murders. I don't know if you guys in the US are familiar with this show, but it's almost like a cult classic in the UK and over here in Finland as well, because it's a very popular show here. It's basically this. It's been going on forever. I mean, it's been on telly in repeat since I was a kid, and still going, I think, as well. It's about this county, this like imaginary county in England called Midsummer, where there's just lots of little hamlets and villages and towns, and there's just lots of really, cozy countryside murder going on in this imaginary place. And it's basically kind of like, I mean, it's not like Murder, She Wrote, but it's like a mashup of Murder, She Wrote / like Poirot, Agatha Christie type cozy murder. You don't see any gore. It's not like something very insidious. Sometimes it can be, but it sounds weird that I've been watching murder TV, like crime telly, after my granddad died, but my granddad was very into like reading crime novels, and we used to watch Midsummer Murders together in the summers whenever they came to visit us, and so it was a very nostalgic thing for me to do, to watch this show. It reminds me of him and my grandmother and my mother, so it just felt like I was having an evening in with all of them, as I was watching them, even though I was binge watching. So I was watching like 2 or 3 episodes of Midsummer Murders a night. And I'm, the UK people will know how much of a feat that is, because each episode is like an hour and a half long, if not 2 hours. It's like basically like a short feature film, each episode. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of Midsummer Murders this past month. I've also managed to squeeze in a short, like a limited series that's new on Netflix called Devil in Ohio, and that one was actually quite interesting as well. And I enjoyed that more than I thought I would, even though it's I've got mixed feelings about it. Let's just say that, but it was enjoyable enough. Then I also watched a couple of episodes of Rings of Power. And I have mixed feelings about that one as well. I don't know what I think about it, to be honest. It's like I like it for its entertainment value, but at the same time, I have issues. So, and I'm not gonna go into too many of those, because I don't like being that kind of person who kind of craps all over other people's fun, So if I don't want to make anybody feel bad about liking it or disliking it, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna watch it. But it slightly confuses me a little bit. Anyway, I forgot that I had some coffee here, and now it's nearly cold, so I should finish it before it goes stone cold. And also last night was the premiere of Hocus Pocus 2, and I have watched it. I watched it on premiere night on Disney Plus, and I will say I will be equally diplomatic here and say that I enjoyed it. I loved seeing the Sanderson sisters again. It was a bit cringe at times, in not such a good way, and I definitely prefer the first one. I watch the original Hocus Pocus every year, at least once a year. And I will safely say I will probably not do that with the second one. So, yeah. That is enough about that, I feel. Other things. So, let's talk shop things. Let's talk tarot bags and what's happening on that front. So I have been crocheting a lot less this month as well, because of obvious reasons. I just haven't felt like it. I've tried and I've done a couple of bags that I will show you, and that will be coming up to the shop soon. And this is the first one. So it's from this pack of yarns that I bought a while ago. And I bought these yarns because I thought they reminded me of crystals. So this one I felt was very amethysty, and then there's this one that at first I thought it was very like aventurine, but crocheted it makes me think of moss agate. I have a moss agate or a tree agate here somewhere. Hang on. There it is. Krista gifted this to me, and I just think they look really similar. You can see there. And then we also have, like I said, the amethyst amethyst one, and I just thought, you know, maybe I'll make some more of these, order some more different yarn colors, and create like a little crystal line or something. I don't know. So that's the 2 bags that I've done. But other things I've done, instead of bags, I've made a few earrings that I thought I could put up in the shop. So first things first, I made a pair of earrings just for myself, because that's how this all started. Then, and I showed those earrings in my August wrap up. Then I sent a couple of earrings as a gift to Mari, actually, because she ordered one of my bags, and I was so excited and thankful for having won this giveaway, and also just thankful for her kindness overall. She's a really kind and beautiful soul in our community, and I wanted to show my appreciation to her. So along with her bag that she bought from me, to support little me, I sent her one of my those sunflower earrings that I showed in my previous video, and that kind of set me off, and I made some more earrings, and I wanted a pair of mushroom earrings, so I made these. Don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up very well, but anyway, I made these and I love them. They are so cute. And I've also made a little one, just a random little one here. I was gonna make this into earrings as well, but they are so fiddly to make, and they take so long because they're so fiddly. I haven't made a pair for it yet, so it's just this one single mushroom so far. But then I also made some other earrings. So first up, I made another pair of flowers. That's more like some kind of I don't know, blue daisies maybe, I don't know. So that's them. Then I made these little like lace heart type things in this dark rust red. Really beautiful. I really like these actually. And then I made a couple of leaf earrings. So these are like autumny leaves. Don't know if, where can I go so that this will show up properly? There we go. And then I also made some spring type leaves. So this is like a really nice spring light green. And then the last pair I made is this pair that looks kind of like, oh, hang on, looks a bit like, oh, what are they called in English? Well, anyway, there are these lace leafy ones as well. They look like a special plant that usually grows in the woods, and I can't remember now. In Swedish they're called daggkåpa, but anyway. Kind of like little hearts as well, heart leaves. So, those will be going up in the shop as soon as I have the time to create the listings. But yes, that's that. I think we have arrived at new decks. So yes, I again had a bunch of decks arrive this month. And let's see, hang on, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 this month. It sounds so bad, gosh. Anyway, I am not going to feel bad. Right, so let's start with. Which one should I start with? Let's start with this one. So, the creator for this deck, Amanda Clark, reached out to me, and I was so surprised and delighted because she reached out to me. She saw my walkthrough of this deck, of her deck, and told me and left a comment, and then she reached out through direct message saying that she was so sorry to see and hear that I had gotten a copy with faults, so to speak. The copy that I have, if you go back and watch that video, it has really sticky cardstock, and the edges are uneven and the corners are also unevenly rounded, so it made it kind of difficult to shuffle, and it was just a little bit disappointing. But that was, I fixed it myself and I've been using it. But I was just so pleased when Amanda then reached out to me and said that she would love to send me a replacement copy because she had reached out. She found out about the fault in the printing process, and she reached out to the publishers and the printers, and they fixed it, and now she's sent me a copy of the deck that doesn't have the sticky cardstock, and that is beautifully rounded, and they've also included a protection card in the bottom, which is really a really nice touch. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to make a new video basically, and just a short one to show the difference in the stickiness of the cardstock, and just as a thank you to Amanda really for willingly replacing this deck for me out of her own pocket, which is just very generous of her. So that was the Earth Angel message cards. The next deck I'm going to show you is the Runic Odyssey Oracle. It is a deck I ordered from France, and it's beautiful. I haven't used it much yet. But it has all of these runic cards, and each card has a little bit of a illustration on the top, and then there's also keywords both in English and French, and then we also have the suit name. They're all divided into suits, as well as some astrological associations, and there's also a card for each moon phase included in the deck. They look like this. Very beautiful deck. Have I made a walkthrough? I feel like I've done a walkthrough, but I think I might have imagined it. So yes, I don't think I've made a walkthrough of this deck yet, so we'll see if I make one or not. If you feel like you want me to make one, just leave a comment down below. Let's just say it like that. Alright, now on to, I might as well show you this one. I bought a book set type thing. It's got some kind of weird, like, runes that came with it. I haven't opened this. the whole pack is secondhand. I bought it secondhand, but the previous owners didn't open this either. And I'm not sure if I'm going to, because the runes themselves in this set doesn't really appeal to me, but I bought it for the book, which is The Healing Runes by Ralph H. Bloom and Susan Lowen. And this was an impulse buy, but I think this is actually out of print, and that's why it was a bit pricey as well. But I've heard good things about this, so I'm going to be, once I've actually dug into it and done some reading, I might do a video on this set a bit later. Next up is one of the decks that I made a video of that I don't think I'm gonna post. We'll see. And that's the Universal Celtic Tarot. I don't know what happened when I did a walkthrough of this deck. It's so weird because I had such high hopes for this deck. Such high hopes. I saw the artwork in a video and I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, oops, I need this deck. It's so pretty. Look at that Empress. You know, I thought it was really pretty. And I was waiting for it and was so excited to get it. And got it, sat down to do a walkthrough of it. And it didn't vibe. Like, at all. I didn't like it. Suddenly I didn't like the artwork. I just saw a bunch of details all of a sudden that I really didn't vibe with. And I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to try and do some readings with it and see what happens. But, I mean, there are a few cards in here that I really love. I love this Hanged Man. This is a really cool Hanged Man. I love it. This is the Death card. I think the problem I have mostly with it is it's all based around Celtic mythology, right? It's got all of these different allusions to different Celtic mythologies, but they don't expand on them in the little white book at all. And yeah, I'm not gonna go through this deck now, but just to say, this is one of the decks that came into my collection that I'm not sure is going to stay, and yeah, we'll see. So that was the Celtic Universal Tarot. And I might as well grab the other one that I made a walkthrough of that I haven't posted yet because I don't know if I should. And please don't come at me, but it's the Shadowscapes Tarot. So I had, again, really high hopes for this because I've heard so many good things about the guidebook and the, artwork and everything, but I must have been in such a mood. I must have been in such a mood when I made this video because looking back at it, you guys, yeah. I mean, the artwork is pretty. There is nothing to say about that. I mean, it is pretty. I love watercolor artwork. Who doesn't? I mean, I'm sure there's someone who doesn't, but I love it in that sense. And the backs are gorgeous. But I just felt I just had no emotions looking at this at all. Like I was like, all right, It's pretty. I couldn't feel anything for these characters, or the only cards that I really liked were the ones with animals in them, like with only animals. There's animals in most of them when you look closely, but it's just that I felt so, I don't know, I felt so removed from these cards. I can't explain it, and I got annoyed that it's based on folk tales around the world, but all of the like fake creatures in it are tall and slender and white and or grayish purple, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to love this deck so much. I really did. But yeah, it is what it is. I will, like I said, give it a chance. I will read some of the guidebook and see if I, warm up to it. Maybe it's just not the time for new decks. That's what one of my friends said as well. They were like, sometimes in your life it's time for old favorites and not for new friends. So I will try and keep that in mind. I'm going to put this away for now and give it another chance, maybe in a few months. I have so many new decks right now that I'm aching to use anyway, so I feel like I've overdone it a little bit, getting so eager to have these classics that I just, I think I've overdone it, and I need to just put things away until I'm ready for them, and then I'll give them another chance, and maybe I'll do another walkthrough then and see and compare how I felt then and how I feel now. I think that's a good idea. Alright, another deck that I can't remember if I actually got this month or end of August. It doesn't matter. I checked and I don't think I mention it in my August wrap up, but I haven't done a walkthrough of it, and it's the Relative Tarot. So this one was actually bought secondhand at the same time as another deck that I haven't got here. Hang on, I will get it. So I got 2 decks secondhand from a lovely lady in, I want to say Germany, but I can't remember. And that's the Relative Tarot and the Wisdom of the Depths Tarot. So let's start with this one because I'm sorry that I forgot about you. This one is lovely. I haven't actually done a walkthrough yet, so I haven't gotten to know it yet, but I'm going to show you some cards now just because it's so fun. It's my first ocean-y themed deck, and it's also a collage style deck, which I don't really have many of either. So this one, I jumped on the chance to get this one when I saw it went second hand, and for a reasonable price as well. And it's basically unused. It's brand new in quality, so to say, and I like I said, I haven't had a chance yet to get to know this deck, but I am looking forward to it. I just am not sure when I'm gonna get to it. But this Temperance, I like it. So yeah, that's the Devil. I'm going to do a flip through and, impressions slash walkthrough video of this at some point. But it's just so much right now. The other one I got from the same person is, like I said, the Relative Tarot. And I haven't done a walkthrough of this one either. Because, yeah, we'll get to why in a little bit. Because it will become clear. So this one still has the plastic around it. I haven't even looked through any of it yet. But look at these backs. So gorgeous. Going to degild this like straight away when I start using it though. I don't like this. No, not for me. And at the same time, I am going to take off some of these borders. If not all of them, then like just a couple of millimeters from each side, just because it is slightly bigger than standard tarot size, which means I'm gonna struggle. So let's take this off so that I can show you a few cards. So that's the Magician, not the Fool. So this guidebook, I got this for the guidebook, and the guidebook is apparently quite different from regular guidebooks. And this deck also has, I think it's 3 different lovers to choose from, which is super cool. And it's also got 2 strengths and 2 justices, so that you can choose in what order and what number they occur in the major arcana. So it's it's a deck that you can properly choose how, what kind of deck you want, and I think that's really cool. But yes, the guidebook is based around I don't know, ancestor work, I suppose, which is not particularly something I've been interested in, but I'm curious what it's about. So, and I really thought this deck was so pretty. I really just loved the artwork overall, and I noticed that I had a little bit of a love for these types of olden days photographic decks when I fell in love with the carte postale tarot. So the Relative Tarot, as well as I suppose, the Wisdom of the Depths is also a collage deck made up of old pictures and paintings and stuff. So they all have that kind of vintagey vibe around them, and I kind of dig it. Yeah. And before we get on to the last 2 decks, I have one more deck that I haven't even opened yet, because it's waiting for a walkthrough. And I think I'm going to do the first impressions walkthrough either today or tomorrow, and that is the Dream Keeper's Tarot. Now I wasn't going to get this. I wasn't, because I decided to get the Tarot of Mystical Moments instead. But then, so like I actually had both Tarot of Mystical Moments and Dream Keepers in my basket about 8 months ago, maybe. No, less. Half a year ago, maybe. And decided that the Tarot of Mystical Moments is more my cup of tea. So I got that. But ever since I got it and loving it, I've kept thinking, I wonder how it compares to the Dream Keepers. And I kept thinking that I really wanted to read the guidebook of the Dream Keepers Tarot. And I just kept being so intrigued by the artwork in this deck. So now it's here. I couldn't help myself. I got it anyway, and I am excited to go through it when I feel ready to see what I feel. But I'm having a bit of a moment with certain decks, and I think I'm just gonna stick to the ones that I'm already invested in for now, like I said, and I'm gonna put this away until I'm ready. Good and ready. Alright, so now to the last two new decks in my collection this month. One of them I've done a walkthrough of, a first impressions walkthrough, and the other one I was in such a rush to start using that I haven't even done that. And there's not going to be a first impressions walkthrough of it ever because I've already started using it. So there will be a more of a deep dive walkthrough of it at some later point. So let's just start with the one I've already shown you that I've done a walkthrough of, and that is the Green Witch Tarot, which is just new love in my collection. I adore this deck already. I haven't had it for very long, actually. The walkthrough I've done is fairly new, and I've only done a few readings with it, but oh my goodness, you guys, it's just taken me by such a surprise. I really didn't think I was going to like this as much as I did, and that's always the cards, the decks that hit the hardest, isn't it? You know, the decks that you don't think you're going to like and you actually end up loving. And then there's the decks that you think you're going to love and then you get disappointed. So, yeah, no, I feel so cozy and at home and taken care of when I use this deck. It's just, you know, it gives me similar feelings to when I'm using the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, but differently anyway as well. I can't explain what's different about it. Maybe that the Forest of Enchantment is more mysterious, more wild, more maybe darker. That's maybe what I want the word I'm looking for. Whereas this is more wholesome. I mean, look at this. They're making apple candy and cider and wholesome, you know. It's pretty as well. It's gorgeous, and it's got people of all ages in it, and yeah, I'm in love with this deck, and it's got really lovely, in my opinion, not too thick, not too thin cardstock. It's glossy, which is not, or semi-glossy, which is not my preferred, you know, finish on cards, but I honestly love this deck, and I've edged it in this sparkly green that matches perfectly with the backs, and I'm so in love. Now it just needs a little home, a bag, and I am going to probably make one this weekend, I think. And the next deck that's taken me by storm, and I don't even understand the guidebook, is this French deck called Le Tarot à Ramouret étranger. Sorry, I suck at pronouncing French. I can kind of fake it, but it's probably sounding like I'm butchering it for any French person, and I'm so sorry. Le Tarot à Ramouret étranger. I don't know if that's correct, but it translates roughly to, I understand it, to the Tarot of Strange Antlers, I think. And it comes in this lovely tarot bag. And now, I'm sorry, I started the reason why I haven't done a first impressions walkthrough of this is because it arrived right at the beginning of September, and it arrived on the same day as I started the monthly medicine in the Boho Tarot Weavers group. And I decided straight away that this was the deck that I wanted to use for that, for those readings. And the deck was quite large, larger than regular size tarot, so I ended up chopping it the first chance I had. So I took off about 2 or 3 millimeters of each side, and then I've edged it in this green. And these are the backs, and they're gorgeous. I love this deck so much. I love this deck so much, you guys. And yeah, the artwork is so special. It's like the characters are different, but at the same time they feel like different like illustrations of your inner world almost. It's quite interesting how this artwork has spoken to me. And it's all in French. The guidebook is only in French, and I still love it. It's like I've managed to translate some of it with the help of a friend and Google. But yeah, this deck, you guys, I should have done a first impressions walkthrough of it, but I was in such a rush to start working with it that it couldn't wait. So I've been working with this deck this whole month. This and the Green Witch Tarot has been my go-to this month, and yeah, this and the Green Witch Tarot are my 2 favorites for this month. Definitely. I haven't used any other decks. Like, seriously, no other decks have touched my hands since I got these 2. Lie. That was a lie. Unintentional lie. I've also been using the Tarot of Mystical Moments for a tarot challenge, Dusk Till Dawn challenge by Mr. Lionhearts on Instagram. So I've also been using that, which has, been glorious as ever. So I suppose my 3 favorites this month is the Tarot of Strange Antlers. I'm not going to butcher that French name again. And the Green Witch Tarot, and the Tarot of Mystical Moments. I need to do a walkthrough of this so bad. But it's difficult to do because I can't read French. I don't know any French except for bonjour, je m'appelle Sandra, and yeah, oui. That's about it, I'm afraid. Along with some curse words, because I did actually live with 2 French women for a year. So I heard a few choice words when things didn't go their way. But yeah, this deck has just caught me. Look at this Queen of Swords. Oh, it just takes my breath away. I can't. I love this deck so much. So yes, this and the Green Witch Tarot has become instant favorites in my collection. I can't. So yeah, let's have a little look on my iPad. The only thing that I haven't mentioned yet is the Kickstarters that I backed, which are, this month is only 2. And that one, the one of them I actually think I mentioned in my previous video. So it doesn't really count, but it's the Little Cryptids Oracle. Yes, I did mention that in my previous video, so it doesn't count. So I've only have one that I've backed this month, and that is the Althea Oracle deck, which I'm going to show you here now. And it's a gorgeous looking herbal, like wildflower plant lore deck from a German artist, and it looks really lovely. And the only other thing I could say is books. I bought one book this month, and that's the Wild Cards book. I'm gonna go get it so you can see it. Wild Card. So this is, I mean, look at this book. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's by Jen Cowney, I think that's, and Fiona Lensvelt. I hope I'm pronouncing those right. Basically, it's a, book about tarot and the meanings of the tarot cards. Haven't gotten further than to the beginning of chapter 2, but I am enjoying it so far. It's a very funnily written book, and yeah, really enjoying it. But I will let you know what I think later on once I've read it properly. And yeah, I think that's it for my month of August, that I have written down at least. But yeah. Oh, yes. Do you like my new friend? This little fox pillow. He was a complete impulse purchase when I went to one of my local shops in September. Saw him and I thought, you're coming home with me. He's so cute and he's my little pet. I don't have any actual pets, so yeah, he's my favorite now. And I also bought some new plants. I've got a Boston fern over here, and I've got a money tree over here. Then we've got a cactus. I can't remember the actual name of that one particularly. I think in Swedish we have a common name for it, which is the mother-in-law's cushion, I think. And then we also have a what is it called? And behind the camera here we've got an ivy plant that I have as well, and I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I don't think I have anything else to share about my month. But as always, I'm so happy that you want to tune in and hear me ramble on about what I've been up to, and all the consumerism I've partaken in. I am going to slow down. I am. But I know I still have quite a few Kickstarters coming in soon, and there are a few new mass market decks that I know I'm going to want to pick up. But I am slowing things down a lot. So these videos are probably going to be a lot shorter in a few months. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me and hanging out with me. And as always, I wish you well. I hope that you are well and that you will take care of yourselves, my dear friends. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.